This week the freelancing work is really kicking in, so it will be a challenge to both keep that up while I'm still able to work on my own projects. So that's the big challenge. Also, I won't be playing any console games with a gamepad for a month, but more about that later. This week will be a little bit different than the others. I still have a cold in my body, so I won't be going to the gym and working too hard. I will focus on taking daily 30 minutes walks, except perhaps for Friday, when I hope I'll be back on track again. This week is also a freelance week, so I have a lot of work to do. So I will block that out with this blue pattern. But in school we're having a week for writing, and therefore it's important for me to see to that I have time for that too. So the priorities this week is the time travel TV series I'm working on. The goal for this week is to have a good idea of the overarching story and the characters. So kind of like a first draft, I guess. I also want to spend some time on working on the website, and the goal is to replace one of the images and just tweak the text a little. Yeah, so let's get to it. Today winter returned. It usually happens sometimes during February that you have had like a month with no snow, and everyone thinks that winter is done, and then the snow comes again. Although I bet it will probably melt away in a couple of days. Also, this being Wednesday, I have of course had problems with my schedule. I'm not sure why this happens every Wednesday. This, for example, is my morning walk, and it's around 2 or something like that. But one thing that I have achieved this week is I worked a lot on both the freelancing and on the time travel story. As the time travel story is a TV series, it demands quite a lot on like how you structure it. But with Trello, I try to use the different boards to find a way to be able to easily like swap and tag stuff, and it's working pretty well. I'll show you how it looks. The way this works is that I use 5 acts basically, but the first act I call a teaser. Then I have Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 and Act 4. And in each of these acts I want a cliffhanger in the end. So each block is like a scene basically with a logline, and each character has gotten its own color, so that I can get an overview fast over which character goes where and how often they appear and stuff like that. I'm sure you're on pins and needles for why I cannot play any console games this month. And the reason is that I hurt my finger about 3 months ago. And the weird thing is that my hand is looking pretty ordinary. But when I move it like this, it hurts a lot. And I haven't find a solution for it. So what I'm doing now is that I'm using like a rubber band, which kind of hinders me from doing any strange movements with my fingers. And it's working okay, it feels sometimes, but then the pain returns. But it's also has caused me to not be able to play any floorball because that's when I hurt my finger and I don't want to strain it anymore. And I cannot play computer games with a controller because you're doing a lot of those movements, and that's what hurts. But what I can do is try to stick to my routines. So even though I'm starting to feel like strike 2 coming for my cold, I'm gonna give the gym a try today. Perhaps not run, but at least do some workout on the machines. So it's Friday evening, and I finally got some writing done on the time travel TV series, and now I'm going to a concert. A friend is playing, and I'm gonna use this opportunity to just space out. Sometimes it's a really good way to just be creative and think about things. So my first priority this week was to work on the time travel story and have like a first draft for it. I wouldn't say I have completely achieved that, but I have managed to outline the first episode and build on the world and the characters. So I'm kind of there, but not quite. When it comes to the web project, I have had no time to work on it. So that goal did not work out. And all of this is because of the freelancing. And I guess it makes sense that the priority is work, because that's where the money comes from. The freelancing this week has also trumped everything when it comes to the schedule. The weeks when I have had full control over everything I've done, and how much time I want to spend on stuff, then it hasn't been a problem. But now I have things that I really have to do because the client is relying on it. And that's a challenge, to plan the schedule, so you reshuffle orders of stuff and see to that everyone is happy. I was also hoping for being back on track health-wise this weekend, but I think either the cold has returned or it's a new one. But not much to do about it. The finger issue, it still remains. It might be feeling a little better, but yeah, hopefully if I continue to do this a couple of weeks, it will work out just fine. So that's what I had for this week. If you liked what you saw, please give me a thumb up. Comment if you have anything to say about those videos or any ideas. And subscribe if you want to continue to follow me on my journey for reaching my 4 creative goals before I reach 40. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.